The megatrend from mechanic to organic means that we are slowly leaving the industrial age where focus was on materialism, profit, management, kind of like a very not very multidimensional approach to the world. It's also a world where we'd say that a thing like education is compartmentalized and cued by people who have the right educations are wearing the white coat, where in the organic age we are having a much more holistic and organic approach, a much more connected approach to life and to nature, where we see knowledge as something that you acquire. Being curious is just something you are as a person. It's not something you are just because you have a scientific approach to the world. Science is for everybody in an organic perspective. You can learn from nature and from other people and from processes all the time. In the organic future, it could also see maybe it's going to be much more spiritual than it's going to be industrial. What you want is a balance between mind, body, and soul. In the mechanic age, what we wanted was the body. We wanted the body to do the work, and we didn't care really a lot about, your mind or your soul, because your job was not very dimensional, and it was just pressing a button and moving stuff from A to B. What is happening today in the parts of the world that are leaving industrialization is that we still need the body to go to work, because we have managements that don't really believe that people can sit at home with their bodies and still have their mind in what it is that they do. So they don't trust them. They need them to go to the work facilities and maybe spend 1 hour just getting there. But the problem with the body is that it's kind of slow. No, it needs the rituals that it does every day in order to feel comfortable. So it spends an hour to go to work, then it needs to say hi to the people at the reception and the friends that you haven't seen for 2 days, and then you drink a cup of coffee and you check your emails, and already 1.5 hours have passed. And then we go into the meeting. Okay, so now we need to focus, but before that we need again to play out the focus rituals. So did you see and did you hear and have you heard and have you listened to? And now we need to focus our attention on the PowerPoint presentation. The problem is that if your soul is not in it, if your soul has left the building, there's not much you can do, because the soul is not a puppy. It won't come if you whistle after it. So what happens after that is that the mind follows the soul, and now the body is sitting there all alone in the room, feeling really bored and lonely. That's not a very good thing. So what we want to see in the future is a balance between mind, body, and soul. The ego is today standing in the way. The ego is kind of like the cowboy that tries to align the three horses, mind, body, and soul, to go in the same direction. But because this is a time of the ego and materialism, the ego believes that it's all about him and his cowboy hat and his coach and his new boots, and fears for the ego. Letting go is actually killing your ego. And that is some of the things that you need to do in order to make that transition into the future, is actually to let your ego die in order for you to see the blossoming of your mind and your body and your soul. But all in all, I think that would be a much brighter future to grow older in, as we know that we are all living longer lives. And maybe with longer lives will also come spirituality and a focus on more moral and ethics and being better people.